stories today, one of my stories today is very important, but it seriously involves students. It seriously involves student discipline. With school year coming up, we're going to talk about the school discipline guidelines here in Corpus. Also, it's all about the policy here at the. Also today, it's all about the stadium upgrades and clear bag policy. All this and more on today's Give Me a Break. Stay tuned. And yeah, I forgot to mention, it's classroom safety. So today, we're talking about classroom safety. I mean, we need discipline in our schools. I mean, last time we talked about the 7 dumb reasons why kids get suspended from schools. But now let's look into the safety of all the safety in here. I mean, seriously, with school year coming up, we need to train the teachers, train the principals here on what to look out for. Now, just today,
advocates say the new law is essentially an
students are punished for bad behavior in the classroom.
Now there was a law today that explains all about students being punished for bad behaviors. The guidelines is
Emily Ham.
and just how this law is applied. Advocates say that the president of our local chapter of the American Federation of Teachers says the tension and disruption in classrooms is growing.
There are some students who are quite violent and who actually harass teachers in the sense that, for example, they spit in their faces or hit them or threaten them.
Under the new law, students who are identified as harassers of teachers will be moved to disciplinary alternative education programs, often referred to as DAEP. Vena says local school districts are working to provide emotional support for children who need more attention. This in hopes that fewer students end up attending alternative schools.
If they are being neglected for whatever reason in their homes, whatever that maybe their parents don't know, then we're also looking at helping them figure that out and helping too, trying to offer parents an alternative.
Those teachers advocates fear that without additional mental health care in schools and available emotional resources for students, the number of children being sent to alternative schools will rise, and subsequently, so could the dropout rate. Lee?
All right.
okie dokie. So as you heard, they're trying to. There is this new law that would help out the teachers, help out the students. Like if a student misbehaves, spit in their face, pull it. That's a teacher. I'm gonna kill you. Spit in their face, threaten a teacher, move to an alternative school. Right here we have SDGC, Student Discipline Guidance Center. Like in my old school, there was a place called SDGC. Like if you were picked on for being bullied, if you're bullying someone, you go over there. But now with this new law in place, my opinion, that's a fact. The fact of the matter is that we need discipline in our schools. That's a fact. The other fact is the other fact is that we need to have police in our schools. Yes, we do. But the other fact is, back in 2012, an education department Sullivan Segment survey says nearly 100,000 students are arrested in schools. Now, back in 2012, 2020 had a story called Classroom Confidential, when they talked about zero tolerance. Let me tell you something. We know there's bad things out there happening in schools: gang activity, drug activity, bullying in the extreme. You have to pull them out of that area. Instead of just teaching the children about this, they're hauling them off into the juvenile detention court. Like in the case of what happened with Francesco Montano, he burped in his classroom. He said, "Excuse me." He said, "Quit talking." He's disrupting. And then after that, they called the police. He was hauled off in handcuffs. They draw him out to the detention center. His mother was called. They sued the school and the police, but the police say it was more than. But the police say they only make arrests if the disruption is so bad. That's a fact. But we need police, but we don't need people being arrested for minor behavior, something that can be held by a parent, that can be taken care of by a parent. Like if you're harassing someone, that's battery. You can be arrested for battery, charged. We need police in our schools. Like if someone brings a gun to school, that's why we need police. If someone is harassing someone, that's where we need police. We don't need police arresting people for minor behaviors. Now, my opinion about these punishment guidelines. I just don't want, I think it's a good idea, but I think if this new law passes, I think it'd be a great thing for students and parents. Because we don't need out-of-school suspension. You know what out-of-school suspension can bring? It can be like, yay, out of school! I want to go to the beach! Yay! Something like that. But what I don't get, we don't take this out-of-school suspension people don't take this out-of-school suspension seriously. They think because they have 1 day out-of-school suspension, you get a day off from school. No, it's to think about your behavior. That is why we have in-school suspension. In-school suspension means you sit in a room and you get your work done. It's as simple as that. It's not rocket science. That is what we need. And I'm glad my school got that out of the way. Because people think that out of school suspension is just like free time. And what had happened, and I think this new law should go in effect. Alright, today's program is all about classroom safety. When we come back here, the dangers of skipping school. And then a bit later on, why people skip school. Stay tuned. Just before we get to our next topic, I want to add that this new law that we talked about earlier will not be going into effect until September. Welcome back. We're talking about classroom safety. Another topic that came up to me was skipping school, because it's part of the safety. What could be the dangers of it? Y'all might be thinking it's not a big deal if I skip school. It is a big deal, because it can be truancy. You can be arrested for truancy. It can lead to fines and jail time. And according to the USnews.com from back in 2012, skipping school can mean serious consequences for teens too. If the threat, it can have jail time. Research suggests teens who regularly skip school are more than likely their peers to drop out of school and to do drugs or alcohol. I care about our children's education. I care about teenage boys and girls. I don't want to see that in my neighborhood. So if I were to make a new law, I propose that it be against the law to drop out of school. Because even though it's against the law, you have to go to school by law. I mean, seriously, yes, you have to go to school by law, but we don't need people to drop out of school because they want to go do drugs and alcohol. I mean, truancy is illegal. Yes, it is illegal to skip school in some states. Can you go to jail for skipping school? Yes, you can. It's called truancy. You have to go to truancy court. If you don't go to truancy court, there's going to be warrants out for your arrest. In my state, you have to go to truancy court. If you have more absences, there's going to be conferences first. Then you have to go to truancy court. If you refuse, there's going to be a warrant out for your arrest for truancy. Then you have to go to jail for truancy. But why do people keep skipping school? It's all because of depression and anxiety. That's another reason why college students end up skipping. And when it comes to this topic, two people I think of, two YouTubers, by the names of Jack Doherty and Dom Tracy. Two of them. Dom skipped school like over 20 times. Jack, on the other hand, he skipped the last day of school, his first day of school, he skipped school many times. And his mother gets on the case because Jack's mother works at the school. Why do they skip school? Because those two are YouTubers. They do it for views. In one of his videos, he skipped his in-school suspension because he filmed his last in-school suspension. Because that's a serious issue. Why do we need you? I mean, if you send a YouTuber to school, they're gonna make videos at their school property, and they have in Jacksonville they have a rule like if he films on the school property, the superintendent's gonna have a big meeting with them, and then there's gonna be other consequences for what has happened. Now with Dom Tracy, like if he skips school, his dad takes him to school. He doesn't even take the bus. Sometimes he gets away with it. Sometimes he doesn't. We need to teach children that it's not okay to skip school. We tell them all the time, stay in school, stay in school. But do they actually do it in their teen years? No, they don't. Instead, they just go out and play video. They go out, play video games, and they go and play video games, and they play video games. They make YouTube videos because the viewers wanted to see skipping school videos. I mean, if your school's if you live right down the road to where you go to school, like right across the street, you're gonna come back here. Like you can't leave school grounds without permission. Truancy, because you can't leave school without permission. Because let me tell you something. When we come back here, it's all about closed campus here. I mean, we're talking about classroom safety now. We're talking about closed campus. You stay right here. Welcome back to our classroom safety show, where we talk about classroom safety. We talked about a new law that for discipline. We talked about the dangers of skipping school. Let's focus in on closed campus. There is a difference, though. There is a difference between closed campus and skipping school. That's a fact. But what does it mean, though? We talked about it. I think I did a show about that. But this is a serious issue. You know, I'd be asking me, why is it a serious issue? I'll tell you why. Like, people leave campus to go get lunch because the school lunch sucks. People get sick from there. They blame the school lunch. It means that students are not allowed to leave lunch during the day. Once they leave, their day is ended. You don't get to come and go on off campus. That's true. That's true. See, we talked about that earlier. I mean, seriously, it's in the handbook. They don't follow. My school doesn't follow the handbook where it says you can't skip school. Where It's like that. I mean, reason why people go to lunch in town because the lunch is bad. They don't like the school lunch. Well, my dad says if you don't like it, you don't have to eat it. You can just starve. But nowadays people just get on their phone and order food and have it delivered to the school. It's a safety issue. You're ordering food and then they come into the door, and then what else could they bring in there? They could bring a gun. They could bring a weapon in there, a gun or a knife, whatever. It's a safety issue. It's a safety issue for all schools. We have to train the principals, and we also have to train the staff to make sure that they don't do this. I mean, this safety issue here is lunch. We need to train the principals, train the staff, train the principals, and train the staff. That's why people ban phones in their schools, because it's a distraction. And they order food. They order food within a line. They use Waiter, Favor, Grubhub, and they have it delivered right here in the school. The reason why that is because they don't want to eat the school lunch. They rather prefer the outside food. In my school, we have Domino's and Taco Stand right across the street, or Dollar General. Like if you ask to go to the bathroom and then you go to your car and get food, I mean, we need to have that rule banned. Because it's a safety issue. What if, seriously, this is a case scenario. What if you and another student were to go out and get lunch? You sign out, and then someone with a gun across the street could be coming in and fire a shot at one of the students. That's a safety issue, because you let that child leave campus. That's number one. Number two, you go in there, you sign out, you go and get in your car. What if you get in an accident? The school is responsible for you from the time school starts to the time school ends. If they're responsible for one of your students, for one or two of your students that was caused in that car crash, and their parents telling you, like, where are you at? You're in the hospital because you just got in an accident. You and your friend are in the hospital because you decided to go get some lunch because school lunch sucks. These are two good points to point out. I mean, drive off the school property, get in an accident, your parents want to know where you are, no one in the school building can understand. He explained. We need to have a system in place to where if a junior leaves campus, it's a one-strike system. You do it one more time, you can't leave campus. And for seniors, if they just do it, then they can't just drive to school for the rest of the year. They would have to take the bus or have their parents take them. It's a safety issue. We care about students. We shouldn't be able to just let them go get food. If you don't like the school lunch and you can eat it at home, you need to bring lunch with you at all times in a lunch sack. Seriously, we haven't even begun to. But these are just things we've been talking about. But sometime in the future, we're going to do another classroom safety episode where we talk about weapons in school. But for now, we have one more topic to talk about. When we come back here, there is a new rule in the stadium that has a clear bag policy in a sports place here in Corpus Christi. We're going to talk about that right after the break. Welcome back here. For those of you, welcome back. For those of you who attend, for those of you in Corpus and like to go to the Cabinets Field, there is a new clear bag policy, and the facilities only change. So just recently, CCISD is implementing a new clear bag policy for Athletic Defense and Cabinets Field, and parking got a whole lot easier. 200 new spaces have been made available for this coming season. I don't think it's a waste of money. I think it's a good plan. New clear bus pass team logos are provided for Myra Sports and more. They've also added Team Ladies Club track sizes with HB and Academy. Every time Year 10 Academy's bag, regardless of the sport, you will be required to use a clear bag, just a sign of the times. They just want to see what's in your purse. A jacket, things like that, shall speed things up. And Myra Sports says they're going to be selling the clear bags at the stadium, so if you show up and don't have one, they'll make them available to purchase. I think that's a good. As a matter of, that's a good fact, and I think that's a good plan because it's a safety issue. What if you bring a gun? They can look in there. Bam. You bring a weapon, bring a gun or a knife. Bam. You bring drugs in there. Bam. You bring something you're not supposed to bring. Bam. Just like that. I think this new plan should be right here in Flower Bluff, and if it did, it'd be a whole lot easy. Just like that. Whole lot easy. Guns and drugs, like that. You leave. Just like that. It'd be a whole lot easy. It's just a sign of the times. We're back in a moment with a preview of tomorrow's program. Welcome back to Give Me a Break. If you're like Cajun food, then there's a new restaurant in town called Razoo. And it's going to be coming soon to SPID right by the mall near you. So if you like some good old Cajun food, get your ass down there. But wait till it's done building. It's a Cajun Cafe. Just wait until it's done building. Don't just go over there. Just wait. Our final Give Me a Break tonight is going to be our final Give Me a Break is going to be all about your pets. We care about our pets and the safety of them. And with this heat wave, it's a danger for all your pets. Here's a sample from Channel 6 News here in Corpus.
Concerned, they've seen an increase in calls about dogs.
For that. And we hope that you enjoyed the break from all that stifling summer heat.
I know I did. Did you?
Oh, yeah.
It was pretty good, but the temperatures are going back up. And that actually has Animal Care Services concerned. They've seen an increase in calls about dogs left in hot cars. So if you own a pet, the folks with Animal Care Services want to remind you that there's a city ordinance that prohibits leaving pets in hot cars.
That's a fact! Just listen.
It's 85 degrees outside. Within 10 minutes, it's going to be 102. They need access to shade. They need access to fresh water. Of course, a lot of it makes sense, but they could go through a lot of water quicker than you think.
Now, if you spot an animal in a locked vehicle, Animal Care Services says to call police. Call them. Do not break a window to help the animal because that's actually against the law.
That's vandalism! Something that I don't tolerate, but if it's a search and rescue, something to take a risk, do it. Don't do it. And that's a fact. If you see a dog sweating, just call the police. Don't break a window. Don't try to be a hero and go, like that. Just call the police. It's that simple. You have a phone. If they don't fit you anytime, don't just panic and go. just let your head explode and think about what to do next. Like, don't let that happen to you. But we care about our animals. We care about our kids. We care about the safety. I gotta take a break for a minute. But we are out of time here. Tomorrow on Give Me a Break, it's going to be all about these trespassing papers. And we're also going to focus in on our... And Friday's Give Me a Break is our Friday night special. We focus in on Jack Doherty, the person who was at a young age started his own YouTube channel, has got banned from Walmart, kicked out of several stores using the intercom, and... which Jack Doherty, the focus on our Friday night special. Make sure you tune in for that. In the meantime, that's a wrap. That's a wrap for this Thursday. You have a great night, everyone. I hope you guys have a great night. Stay safe, stay cool, stay hydrated. Stay safe, cool, hydrated. Don't leave your pets out in the heat. Make sure your kids are safe. Don't let them cross the street in the middle of the roads. Thank you for your time. Until next time, America.